Hello Rideout people. Well, it's early morning, so I'm keeping my voice down a little bit, and temperature's around freezing actually. It's about 32 Fahrenheit, but it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Don't know how much the camera will pick up, but the sun is shining. It's going to be dry all day, and probably by late afternoon we'll have temperatures up in the 50s. So perfect riding day, right? I haven't done a vlog for quite a long time actually, so I'm going to do a bit of a chat on the bike today. We're going to have a ride to Bratty's Spa and Grill in Young Harris up near Hiawassee. It's a golf resort and spa, but they accept riders and bikers for lunchtime fare. So if you're ever in the neighbourhood, drop by there. They do a reasonable lunch and it's a nice scenic place. Anyway, let's have a bit of a catch up on the bike.
So we have Eric today, and Ed, and Jerry, and Rich Nassau. There's GS, Mr. Brooks, there's GSA, Ed sat on Eric's Rocket 3 TFC, and my 1250 GSA. What a beautiful day. Beautiful day in the neighbourhood. So guys, let me tell you, we've had the most beautiful riding day. I don't know if you can see from the TFT, but it's 64 degrees now, sun's shining, sky is blue, having such a nice day. We've done some incredibly beautiful twisty roads, and if I remember, I'll maybe put a link in the description below of the route we took today. It's well worthwhile doing. Had a great lunch at the Bratty's Spa and Grill, golf resort in Young Harris, and just heading our way home now. We've had a nice coffee at Starbucks, and it occurred to me before today, I haven't done a on-bike vlog for such a long time, the longest time, and I usually do quite a few of those, and so I thought I'd just give you some random thoughts and bring you up to speed a bit with what the guys have been up to, part of the Ride On crew, where they've been, so forth. So probably going back a bit, I need to do a video on it in actual fact. Jerry has bought himself a KTM 790 Adventure, the road style one rather than the R off-road version, and he's dual sporting that along with our good friend Rich, who's along for the ride today on his GS. He rides a CRF 250 off-road, and Jerry didn't want to go down to such a lightweight bike. A 250 off-road is great, but the majority of the places we ride off-road is kind of 50 miles there, 50 miles back. He doesn't own a truck, he doesn't want a trailer, and so the next best thing is to have a compromise, you know, kind of middleweight rather than a heavyweight like the GSA, which is a bit too big for the serious off-road stuff, and the 250 can kind of suck your will to live when sat at 80 miles an hour on the freeway. Not that we ever go that fast, obviously. So anyway, he loves his little orange bike. He's done 2,000 miles on that now. I've actually had a ride of it for about 30 miles. I really liked it. It's quite a firm suspension setup, which I kind of favour, being a heavier guy and more of a sporting rider. And I've also ridden the R variant a couple of times. I think if you're tall, you know, if you're kind of 6 foot or pushing on 6 foot and over, the R version is a better bet for off-road use, and you're really buying that bike for its dual purpose use. So you just need to stick some more knobbly tyres on it and you are good to go. It's a great great bit of kit, as we say in England, and it's nice put together with nice components. And anyway, he's having a lot of fun with that at the moment, and all good luck to him enjoying that. I come close to buying a 790R myself this year, but more on what I've bought if you haven't heard already. Next up, what can I tell you? Our good friend Eric. Eric has been in New Zealand for about 23 days of the last month, and doing a tour of the South Island on GS 850, I believe, or 800, I guess it's probably the older GS, along with another guy who's starting to ride with us quite often now, Ted. And Ted is along with Eric, a part of the Ducati Owners Club as well, and I socialise with them every month. And anyway, they had a great time over there by the sounds of it. They got a bit of rain, but they saw the Global GS trophy over there, caught a little bit of that, and they went to the Burt Munro Museum and races, and that was obviously extremely interesting if you're a motorcyclist. If you've never seen The Last Indian with Sir Anthony Hopkins, I'd urge you to watch that movie. Tell you all about the wonderful Burt Munro, how he single-handedly took his bike to the salt flats, Bonneville Salt Flats, and in Utah, and broke a few land speed records on his motorcycle. So it's a very interesting film. It's brilliantly portrayed by Sir Anthony Hopkins, obviously a class actor, and well worth watching with a cup of coffee on a rainy Sunday. The Last Indian. What else has been happening? Well, staying with the Eric theme, Eric picked up a brand new Triumph Rocket 3 Triumph Factory Custom, very special bike indeed, pushing on 30 grand I suppose out the door. And Triumph Factory Custom is a bit like AMG of Mercedes-Benz, if you're not familiar. And you know, so they have like hand painted pinstripes on the tank, for instance, and it's one of only 750 TFC rockets globally. They won't be making any more, and they truly are exclusive. In fact, if you want parts for that bike, you have to prove you're the owner. So somebody else with a Rocket 3 can't just go and order parts that would fit a TFC and start putting them on their bike to make it more like a TFC. So in that respect, it's truly exclusive, and I really salute that. It's a very different story, I believe, with Harley Davidson and other brands, premium brands, who offer exclusive bikes. You can still order the parts on those bikes typically and put them on regular bikes, but not so with the TFC. So full credit to Triumph there for the exclusivity. Anyway, I went to see the unveiling of that bike, the uncrating, and made a video on it. You can look that up, and also a video on the dyno, which was interesting, because they dynoed a Triumph Factory Custom rocket and a regular rocket, and again you can look at the video to see the outcome of that. It's a little bit closer than a lot of people expected, basically. But the Triumph Factory Custom, very exclusive, very trick bike. Looks stunning in its black with loads of carbon fibre, everything. So, and Eric is on that today. He's actually behind me. Unfortunately, I don't have him on camera, but he's loving that bike, and I think it's just about due its first service for him. So what else? Well, my new bike for 2020. No, the GSA is not going. A lot of people have asked about that. The GSA is the best all-round road bike ever made, in my personal and humble opinion. It's really hard to beat it in terms of it being the ultimate Swiss Army knife for the road on two wheels. And it's great on cold days like this morning when it was 32 degrees. Put the heated grips on, this big screen protecting me from the cold icy wind blasts, and it's got a big tank range and my panniers, and you know, I love everything about this bike, and it's very, very hard to dismiss it, basically. So let's slow down for this corner and mind the truck ahead. I don't want to have an interface with that thing. So my new bike is also a Triumph. It is also a Rocket. It is the R variant for Roadster, a 2020 Triumph Rocket 3, clean sheet design. Again, you can find videos if you search, you know, my first ride on that. I've literally only got about 168 miles, I think it is, on it at the moment. I'll be putting a lot more miles on it in the coming weeks as this weather improves and becomes beautiful like it is right now, basically. And I intend to get it through its first service quickly, and I'll be doing lots of videos on that this year, and it's just a different take, and it's ideal for the summer months where it's very hot in Georgia here. And I wanted a bike that was, you know, chalk and cheese different to what I have here. So I have the ultimate all-round practical bike here that's very utilitarian, if you like, and I wanted a bike that has lots of character and soul and interest, and is interesting to look at and ride. And it's certainly that. You know, I have quite interesting engine configurations now, because I have a inline 6 3-litre twin turbo in my BMW M2 competition, and I also have this opposed twin boxer, which is quite unusual in itself. And I also have now a longitudinal triple in the Rocket 3. Now the Rocket 3 was already the largest production bike in the world at 2,300cc displacement. The new one is 2.5 litre, which is about, God, I have to think off the top of my head, I think it's about 154 cubic inches for you American friends, and that's significant, isn't it? Even Harley's latest big bore kit, the 131, is significantly smaller, to the tune of about 500cc over the Rocket 3. And I have to say, it's an absolute beast. It produces 165 feet per pound, pound per feet even, and about the same in horsepower as well. And most of it is available literally from sort of 2,000 or 3,000 revs. You're good to run it to 4,000 revs, I think, running in, which is about 100 miles an hour. It's just cake. It's effortless. It's a grunt monster supreme. Now, it's not a light bike. It's about the same weight as a Harley Fat Bob or a Harley Fat Boy, and it's also similar wheelbase, but it carries its weight low, and it's absolutely beautifully built. It's got Stylema Brembo brakes up front for stopping power. It's still shaft drive, has cruise control, it has cornering ABS, cornering traction control. It looks absolutely stunning. Has TFT clocks, digital clocks. They're very configurable, and loads of beautiful design features like the hidden fold-out foot pegs and beautiful heart-shaped tank. And mine is in corrosive red, which is a beautiful kind of hot rod colour that really pops in the sunshine. And I'm absolutely delighted with the bike so far. I think it's been a good choice for me. I've never run two bikes at once, but I'm enjoying it so far. So stay with the channel, and I'll be giving you updates moving forwards. What the f*** is this? Look at that thing! Oh, that is awesome. Love it. Yeah, that was cool. Crazy but cool. I tell you, this place is getting like England now. You're doing 80 miles an hour and you can't catch anything. Yeah, it's an awesome day, eh? It's great. Yeah, let's go till we run out of land. Great weather, great bikes, great road, great company. Hard to beat. See you, Ed. Give our love to Jan. That was awesome. Cheers. Bye for now.
I hope you're already a Ride On subscriber, but if not, please subscribe straight away. And last but not least, ride often, ride carefully, ride on.